Good evening to all of you. कैसे हैं सब लोग? स्टार्ट करते हैं आज का डिस्कशन. अलाउ मी ओनली 2 to 3 minutes, then we can start. Meanwhile, you can post your question. Very good evening, Deepak ji. Very good evening. Sai Kumar ji, Gupta and Bhatia ji, Satbir Dikshit ji, very good evening. So, please ask the question. Any doubt with respect to GST? So, educating has made one checklist considering year end with respect to the GST matter. You can visit our website and download the same. That particular checklist would be very useful for all the consultant. Mansukh Duggar ji, very good evening. Srinivas Sollu ji, very good evening. So you can start the query if you have. आशु चोपड़ा जी, अगर हमारे पास बिल की कॉपी है, बिल की कॉपी आईटीसी अलाउड होगा? हाँ. तो बेसिकली आशु चोपड़ा जी, you like to ask the question whether if the transaction is not appearing in 2A to B, अगर वो ट्रांजेक्शन 2A to B में नहीं आता है तो क्या आप आईटीसी ले पाएंगे? क्या आपका ये क्वेश्चन है? अगर हाँ तो फाइनेंशियल ईयर भी बताएं कि कौन सा फाइनेंशियल ईयर है. बिल व्हाट्सएप पर आया है. अच्छा, बिल व्हाट्सएप पर आया है तो प्राइमा फेसी वी कैन से दैट यू शुड हैव द हार्ड कॉपी, क्योंकि सॉफ्ट कॉपी सिर्फ ई इनवॉइसिंग के केस में अलाउड है, अदरवाइज अलाउड नहीं है. तो यू कैन रिक्वेस्ट, बट हाँ, ट्रांजेक्शन टू बी में आ रहा है तो दैट इज ए ऑथेंटिकेशन, दैट इज ए प्रूफ, बट यस यू शुड हैव द हार्ड कॉपी ऑफ द इनवॉइस इफ इट इज नॉट ए ई इनवॉइस. सतबीर जी का क्वेश्चन है, माय क्वेश्चन, if we can pay rent to RCM on the residence, rent pay for the registered person to unregistered person. Very true. That if the recipient is registered and taken the residential dwelling, the important point is the property which he has taken, that should be the residential. Now, use can be residential, like for the employees or director residence, or even can for the commercial use. See, try to differentiate two things, that the property and the use. Property should be residential, but the use can be for residence and can be commercial. Doesn't matter. If this is the case, then yes, RCM would be applicable. You being a recipient, if registered, then you need to pay the tax under reverse charge, irrespective of the fact whether you are using for the commercial purpose or you are using for the residential purpose. Prior to that, what was happening, that the property, if the property is the residential, then the property would be exempted. But now, Satbir ji, if you are the recipient registered in the GST, taken the residential property, again I can say the use is irrelevant. Use is irrelevant. Therefore, we can say you need to pay the tax under reverse charge. Registered person gave residential flat for use as PG without supplying the food. Is GST applicable? If yes, then forward charge or reverse charge? See, the point is point number 1. Because so now the problem is like guest house or PG or something like that. If the same is being given, then will it be considered as hotel? Will it be considered as hotel, or it will be considered as a residential dwelling given for the purpose of use of residence? See, the doubt was more prominent and more, I can say we need to concentrate on this, because rupees 1000, if in case of the hotel earlier up to rupees 1000 it was exempted, but now once the exemption up to rupees 1000 was removed, then the question was arise, the residential property given to the PG student, will it be taxable or will it be exempted? Again, that is a very critical analysis, whether we can say that it is a hotel or we still have to say we have given for the purpose of the residence. So prima facie, we can say it is treated that it has been given for the purpose of residence. It cannot be considered as hotel, given for the purpose of residence. And if the recipient is not registered, then it would be exempted by virtue of the exemption notification. Serial number 12 of 12/2017. So that could be the one argument. Yes, Ashwinji, you can do the cross argument also if you're not agree with me. Hemant Joshi ji, payment of 180 days to supplier calculated from the date of the bill or the due date. If the supplier gives that's the problem, Hemantji. That is the problem. Prima facie. So that clause is itself is a to be challenged. Frankly speaking, it should be challenged in the High Court, because it consists of two different terms or two counter word. One is failure to pay, and then second from the date of invoice. So in the 16 subsection 2 second proviso, they are saying the 180 days to be counted from the date of invoice. It means, to answer your question, 180 days would always be counted from the date of the bill. But at the same time, they are saying failure to pay. Let's say you are a supplier, I'm a recipient. You have given the credit of, let's say, 1 year. Then merely I have not made the payment within 180 days. Will I be treated as a defaulter failure? Answer would be no. Then will I be covered in the second proviso to the 16 subsection 2? Answer would be prima facie no. It cannot be, because the business would be decided by you and me. It cannot be governed by the GST Act. So if the credit period as per the agreement itself is like more than 180 days, then in my humble view, that reversal would not be attracted. But yes, prima facie, to give your answer, you have to reverse after 180 days from the date of the invoice. This is the legal, but yes, there is argument which I have shared with you. Any doubt, any counter question? Yes, please share. Chandni Gupta ji, shall I have to compulsory register under GST due to the export of service, as I am giving service to my client established office in Nepal? Is it necessary to issue? No. See, if you are providing the service to the out of India, correct? So it is export of service, assuming all the condition has been satisfied. Okay. Place of the supplies outside India, amount is coming in the foreign currency or INR, wherever permitted by RBI. So in case of the export of service, It is not mandatory registration. It is not mandatory registration. See, in case, see, export or service is inter or intrastate supply. Answer is interstate supply. In case of the interstate supply of the service, it was relaxed initially in September, then October, then slightly November 2017, I can say. If you are providing the service, whether you provide intrastate, whether you provide interstate, whether you provide through e-commerce operator, in all such cases, the requirement to take the registration would arise only when the turnover exceed threshold limit 20 or 10. To answer your question, it is not mandatory. So when your turnover cross 20 or 10, then only you are required to take registration. But let's say, suppose you are take the refund, then obviously you have to take registration. I am exporting the service. My turnover is 19 lakh. Do I need to take registration? Answer would be no. But I like to take the refund of inward supplies, whether goods or services. Then the answer would be yes. To take the refund, I have to take registration. So that is the answer. Chandni Gupta ji, if agree, then kindly confirm. If not agreeing, then kindly raise your counter question. So one important change that we are going to do the live discussion next. Instead of Sunday, it would be on Saturday. On every live discussion, I would add one GST expert to handle the queries. On going forward, every live discussions, there would be one more speaker to handle the queries of all the participants. So if anybody out of all the participants currently active, if anybody like to become the speaker, like to become the co-speaker for this live discussion, you can send your invitation, you can send your request to the comment sections. Once this video is uploaded, अगर आप मेरे साथ लाइव डिस्कशन में मतलब हेड करना चाहते हैं एज एन स्पीकर, तो अगर आप इंटरेस्टेड हैं तो आप अपना एंड इंटरेस्ट कमेंट सेक्शन में शेयर कर सकते हैं. ये वीडियो जब अपलोड हो जाएगा, या अभी भी आप दे सकते हैं लाइव डिस्कशन चैट में. So going forward, this live discussion would be on every Saturday. We'll try to keep on Saturday at 4 PM. और मेरे साथ में एक स्पीकर और होंगे to handle the queries. अगर आप में से कोई स्पीकर बनना चाहता है for the live discussion, most welcome. Just share your contact number so that we can have the discussion and then allow you to participate in this live discussion. ठीक है. Next question. Rasmi Das ji, is it necessary to issue the debit note to supply for obtaining credit? No, not necessary. See, in the GST, the provision is very clear that section 34 subsection 1 talks about credit note and 34 subsection 3 talks about the debit note. It will be issued only by the supplier. So correspondingly, recipient may have issue any document, may not issue any document, doesn't matter. But for the purpose of the GST, it is not required. Asu Chopra ji. Dealer shows bill in GSTR 2A, original bill misplaced, but I have the bill copy है WhatsApp पे, और डुप्लीकेट बिल लेना होगा आईटीसी के लिए, इनवॉइस नहीं है. सर लेना चाहिए. अदरवाइज व्हाट हैपन कि जब डिपार्टमेंटल ऑडिट होगी और अगर मैं वो बिल प्रोड्यूस ना कर पाऊं ना, तो प्रॉब्लम है. और एक काम आप कर सकते हो, उस व्हाट्सएप कॉपी का प्रिंट आउट लेके साइन एंड स्टाम्प करवा लीजिए. अगर वो मिसप्लेस भी हो गया, तब भी आप साइन स्टाम्प करवा के अपने रिकॉर्ड में रख लीजिए. दैट वुड बी ओके, क्योंकि ज्यादा टैक्स का रेवेन्यू का नुकसान नहीं है, आपके 2A 2B में आ रहा है. परफेक्ट है. Srinivas Saluji, IRN unable to generate due to the NIC portal issue. Can we move the goods without IRN and e-way bill? If yes, what is the process? In that case, raise the ticket. First point, raise the ticket. Second, raise the ticket on the GST, ठीक है, help desk. And second, you move the goods on the basis of the delivery challan, point number 1, or if you interested to move the goods on the basis of tax invoice, that is also possible, no problem, but raise the ticket before moving the goods. And that screenshot of the ticket and problem, attach the screenshot of the NIC जो भी problem आ रहा है, please attach. And once it is being delivered, please ensure to raise the invoice with IRN and QR code. जिस दिन दीपक जी का क्वेश्चन रीड कर रहा हूं, जिस दिन इनवॉइस बनाया जा रहा है, ठीक है, उस दिन डीलर का नंबर सस्पेंड होने के कारण इनवॉइस नहीं हो पाता है। कुछ महीनों बाद डीलर का नंबर फिर से एक्टिवेट हो जाता है, पुराने इनवॉइस का करना होगा, 100% करना होगा। सी every invoice must have the IRN and QR code if your turnover exceed threshold limit, what is being given in the rule 48 sub rule 4, जिसके लिए अभी 10 करोड़ है। एंड एक क्वेश्चन हमेशा पूछा जाता है कि what is the time limit to issue the e-invoice? See, I have prepared the invoice. Then the question is being asked, what is the time limit to prepare the e-invoice? Sir, there is no time limit to prepare the e-invoice. It has to be made e-invoice only, then you can say the document as invoice. Suppose on me, e-invoicing provision is applicable. If I prepared only invoice without IRN and QR code, that document would not be called as invoice as per the rule 48 sub rule 5. So please note that this is not the document at all. So prima facie, to answer the question, that first point you should prepare IRN QR code immediately. Because of any reason, if there is a gap, please prepare at the earliest. In the time to come, it is expected that there would be some timelines would be added, that you have to generate the e-invoice within this time period. Otherwise, you can't add you can't generate e-invoice at all. So that would be probably it would be added. ठीक है, Hemant ji, is it necessary to receive the foreign exchange for goods and services department not accepting payment to another account in India? See, for services it is mandatory. For goods, if you are taking the refund for export of the goods, as per the definition it is not mandatory, but as per the services it is mandatory. Or there is an amendment that yes, if you receive in INR wherever permitted by Reserve Bank of India, in case of the service it is permitted. Second point, if you are exporting the goods, then as per the definition 2 subsection 5, not mandatory that amount should come in the foreign currency or not. But if you like to take the refund for export of the goods, then as per the rule 96B, it is mandatory that amount should come in the foreign currency as per the time given by the FEMA. So that is the provision. Any counter question you can ask. If you are agreeing with the discussion or agreeing with the question or agreeing with the reply given by me, I can say that please confirm in the chat. So it would be the confirmation that yes, question is answered. And अगर आपको ये live discussion अच्छा लगता है, if you like the discussion, then please click on the like button. If you are happy with the discussion, I request everyone to click on the like button and also click on the subscribe button. Going forward, this discussion would be on Saturday. Next discussion would be on Saturday at 4 p.m. Also, there would be one more speaker. Now, if you would like to become the speaker for the upcoming live webinar, then you can send your contact details to the comment section after the video is uploaded or current also in the chat, so that you can also be added in the upcoming live discussion. Sorry, question काफी ज्यादा है, तो थोड़ा सा स्पीड कर लेते हैं. How much time is allowed for issuing credit note? 34 subsection 2 na, Chandni Gupta ji, it is very simple na, 34 subsection 2. See, we can issue, the problem is we have to issue the credit note and the credit note has to be declared by 30th November. So, or annual return, whichever is furnishing of annual return, whichever is earlier. So it can be maximum October end. The credit note can be issued maximum October end. Then only you can report the same in the GSTR 1 of October, which is to be furnished in the November, if it is monthly taxpayer. Praveen Solanki ji, GSTR filed January 2023. Shown supply B2C in the table 7. एक सेकेंड. GSTR filed January 23, shown supply B2C in the table 7, Himachal Pradesh instead of the Gujarat. Actually, liability as per the tax invoice, CGST and SGST. Okay. So, but in the GSTR 3B auto-populated in 3B IGST now can change in the GSTR 3B 100% yes. 100% yes. You can do the rectification in the GSTR 3B, no problem at all. Please also, when you are please also do this thing when you filing the next GSTR 1, make the amendment to this supply. That's it. संदीप तोमर जी, वैट डिमांड निकली है डिपार्टमेंट ने और निकाली है और उसने जीएसटी में DRC 07 इशू करके ITC सेट ऑफ कर दिया. आफ्टर वैट वेरिफिकेशन अवर वैट डिमांड नील. ओके, अपील का टाइम निकल गया है. अब उस GST ITC को कैसे रिकवर करें? इश्यू करके ITC सेट ऑफ कर दिया आफ्टर वैट रेक्टिफिकेशन. डिमांड टाइम लिमिट निकल गया. एक्सेस पेमेंट ऑफ द टैक्सेस. एक बार रिफंड ट्राई कीजिए ना, कि रिफंड फाइल कीजिए. ट्राई टू अप्लाई द रिफंड. सी व्हेन एक बात मुझे समझ में नहीं आई, तो आपने ITC से सेट ऑफ कर दिया आफ्टर वैट रेक्टिफिकेशन अवर वैट डिमांड नील, तो आपने वो पेमेंट एक्स्ट्रा कर दिया. करेक्ट ना? तो एक्सेस पेमेंट ऑफ टैक्स का मैं रिफंड ले सकता हूं. ठीक है, तो एक बार आप RFD के रूट के थ्रू जाइए. RFD 1 के रूट के थ्रू पॉसिबल हो सकता है. एक बार ट्राई कीजिए, या अगर आपने ऑलरेडी ट्राई किया तो मुझे बताएं कि आपका क्या पॉइंट है. ठीक है ना? क्या सेक्शन 161 CGST का हवाला देकर रिकवर कर सकते हैं? सेक्शन 16 रेक्टिफिकेशन ऑफ अपेरेंट ऑन द फेस ऑफ द रिकॉर्ड. Sri Gajan, how much GST rate of the tailoring services? What is the HSN code, sir? Sri Gajanan, sir, see, the HSN code and rate could not be answered immediately, but yes, prima facie I can say the rate would be, in case of the tailoring services, it would be 5% probably, but I have to check the HSN or SSC code and the rate because it is not remember immediately. आशु चोपड़ा जी, मैंने एक पार्टी से पेमेंट लेनी थी, सेकंड पार्टी को देनी थी, वो सेटलमेंट के लिए एग्री है, मैंने बैंक पेमेंट नहीं किया. 180 डेज रूल एप्लीकेबल होगा? इन माय व्यू नॉट एप्लीकेबल. नॉट एप्लीकेबल. इट विल बी डीम्ड टू बी मेड द पेमेंट. ये पेमेंट माना जाएगा. ठीक है, तो एडिशनली आपको पेमेंट करने की रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं. इफ इट इज सेटल्ड थ्रू बुक एंट्री, दैट इज ऑल्सो ओके. विकास जी, वी हैव पेड द टैक्स लायबिलिटी ऑफ द RCM. We have paid the tax liability of RCM in 22-23 for the previous period. Can we take the ITC or whether it is lapsed as per 16.4? See, the prima facie 2 point can arise. Immediately, I can say to a safer side, you should not take the ITC if it is a lower amount. If it is a small amount, you should not take the ITC because it is time barred in 16.4. But at the same time, if you think that amount is sizable, okay, and you are ready to litigate, then what I should suggest, take the ITC. Take the ITC and please do not utilize that ITC against tax liability. So in future, suppose if department want to reverse the ITC, then at least I can say 50 subsection 3 would not be applicable. So there is no requirement to pay the interest at least. So that is the point. Savita madam, I have taken the GST registration on voluntarily basis. Okay, but my turnover is less than 20. But so can I switch to the regular registration to the composition in the next year? You can. Definitely you can. Satbir Dikshit ji, I have filed GSTR1 with credit note, GST payable in the negative. I have filed 3B, negative taxable is not allowed. Please suggest what to do. Carry forward till the time you do not have the output tax liability wherein you can adjust this credit negative amount. Second solution, take the refund. Both are, you can opt anyone. Either wait and adjust for subsequent GSTR 3B filing wherein you have the positive amount of the sales, or if you like to take the refund, yes, you can take the refund. But please do not add please do not add in the input tax credit. So Sri Kumar, see, one person has booked the flat about 5 years back and paid 80% of the amount, and the balance will have to be paid within 1 year. Now the person transferred the booked flat to the another person. As far as the GST paid, I think the builder will refund GST paid from 1/4/2022 by credit note to A. A will have to claim the refund of the GST paid up to 31st March from GST department by filing the refund application as provided in the budget 23. Whether the budget proposal is notified or not, how to get refund? See, that is not the proposal of the budget. That was not the proposal of the budget. That was actually notified. That was clarified through circular. Okay, so it is applicable just to ensure that functionality is being developed on the GST portal or not. That is the only point. It is not notified through budget. It is already means they've clarified only one matter through circular. So it is available. There is no requirement to notification. The only things that they told that yes, functionality to be developed so that unregistered person can also apply the refund. So that just check whether the functionality is available or not. If not, then you can raise that ticket on the GST. Sai Kumarji, July 21, both 3.1 and 4 are shown 0 due to the technical client in the GST portal. July 2021. Okay. Input value 67, output is 72, but we have corrected in the GST. And what is your comment, sir? Sir, the comment is the GST is only the disclosure. It is nothing to do with the payment of tax. It is nothing to do with the electronic credit ledger. So that ITC would be time lapsed. You cannot take the ITC if you not taken till September or till November 2022. अगर आपको ये डिस्कशन अच्छा लगता है तो प्लीज क्लिक ऑन द लाइक बटन. इफ यू like the discussion, then please click on the like button. आशु चोपड़ा जी, आई थिंक आशु चोपड़ा जी, मैंने आपका क्वेश्चन का आंसर कर दिया ना? अच्छा, आपने वापस पूछा होगा, राइट ना? तो साई कुमार जी, टू आंसर योर क्वेश्चन, Sai Kumar ji, I hope it is clear. If you have any counter question, kindly tell me once again so that we can discuss in detail. But I think you are clear that 16/4 ka time limit is expired, so you cannot take the ITC, and that tax ka payment you have to still pay the taxes, because the taxes is not being paid. This by disclosing in the GSTR 9, it means the payment of 72 lakh is not there. So please ensure to make the payment along with interest, and ITC would be lapsed. Very, very problematic situation. Or I would say that kindly take the route of the High Court through writ by taking the help of the system glitches or something like that. By taking the base of the system glitches. एक पार्टी ने सेल्स परचेस बोथ रिमेनिंग पेमेंट डन, बट बिल 180 डेज नहीं है. आशु चोपड़ा जी, आंसर इज नॉट एप्लीकेबल, बिकॉज अगर आप मैंने आपको सेल किया और आपसे मैंने परचेज भी किया, तो देयर इज नो रिक्वायरमेंट टू मेक द पेमेंट, देयर इज नो कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ फेलियर टू पे, सो देयरफॉर देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम एट ऑल. 180 डेज का कॉन्सेप्ट और 180 डेज का रिवर्सल ऑफ आईटीसी का प्रोविजन वुड नॉट बी एप्लीकेबल टू द एक्सटेंट पेमेंट इज बीइंग एडजस्टेड. तो वहां पर कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. ठीक है. Is it required to reverse the ITC on the goods expired in case of the food industries? What record should be? See, record section 35, read with rule 56. आपको सारे record maintain करने पड़ेंगे. Production, goods expired, lost, destroy, जो 17.5H वाला है. So you have to maintain everything. ठीक है, that records. And yes, because if it is expired, you are not going to sell, and therefore you have to reverse the ITC as per 17 subsection 5 clause H. रिफंड किस बेस पर लें? डिपार्टमेंट ने अपना टैक्स रिकवर कर लिया जीएसटी आईटीसी से, तो फिर आप मैं समझा नहीं. आपने एडवोकेट जी, आपने कहा कि उसने रिकवर कर लिया, तो आप रिफंड क्यों लेना चाहते हैं? मतलब क्वेश्चन से मुझे समझ में आया कि वो जो पॉइंट था आपका, तो जो डिपार्टमेंट रिकवर किया, तो मतलब सी इफ दैट पेमेंट इज प्रॉपर, सी द वैट का जो पेमेंट था वो प्रॉपर था, ठीक है ना? तो आप रिफंड क्यों लेना चाहते हैं, मुझे सिर्फ ये बात समझा दीजिए। चांदनी गुप्ता जी, सर, if you settle the debtor creditor through book entry, is it compliance? Yes, it is okay. But how, sir? Is there any option on the GST portal? Switch over to composition. Yes, it would be available now. See, you have to file composition form. It is available. April 2023 means from next. So by 31st March, you have to file the CMP form. By 31st March, you have to furnish the CMP form, and that option is available. You log in and check in the probably written in the service tab. There would be the option switch over or opt out from opt in to the composition. This name would be there, or I think the form number would be the CMP. There would be some CMP form. Om Sri, your explanation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, for your appreciation, and requesting everyone to click on the like button. अगर आपको ये discussion अच्छा लगता है and you find it fruitful and helpful for all the participants, then please click on the like button. और अभी भी जो participant है count बहुत कम है. Frankly speaking, the participant who are coming to the live discussion is very less. So my humble request, please ensure to share with all the member, all the groups, so that maximum people can come, and qualitative question may also arise, increased, by which we all can increase our knowledge in the GST. और जैसा मैंने पहले कहा, अगर कोई भी मेरे साथ में लाइव डिस्कशन में स्पीकर बनना चाहते हैं इन द लाइव डिस्कशन, सो आप अपना कॉन्टेक्ट नंबर एंड इंटरेस्ट, या तो आप इस वीडियो के अपलोड होने पर आप उसके कमेंट सेक्शन में दे सकते हैं, या फिर लाइव चैट में भी आप अपना कॉन्टेक्ट नंबर और आप अपना इंटरेस्ट शो कर सकते हैं कि दैट यस सर, आई वुड लाइक टू बी द पार्टिसिपेट इन द लाइव डिस्कशन. देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम. किसी अगर कोई क्वेरीज आती है, फॉर एग्जांपल मैं आंसर नहीं कर पा रहा, आप बेटर कर पा रहे, आप कर दीजिए. आपको कोई लगता है कि नहीं सर ये क्वेरी आप हैंडल कर लीजिए, वी कैन म्यूचुअली डिस्कस. बट इफ यू लाइक टू बिकम द स्पीकर and co-speaker on this particular live discussion, please share your contact number and express your interest. It would be great for all of us. Sri Gajanan ji, regular dealer GST number suo moto, but B2B return invoice, B2B returning invoice not accepting. Only option B2C. Yes, you are correct. Sri Kumar ji, as far as B is concerned, he has to pay GST on 100% value of the flat to the builder. Please clarify this also. May please be clarified. Arey yaar sir, I think I have left one part kya? So 1 second, I have to go back. As far as B is concerned, he has to pay GST on 100% value of the flat to the builder. Now as far as एक बार मुझे पढ़ना पड़ेगा, ठीक है ना. उसने within 1 year now the person is transferred the books flat to the another person B. As far as the GST is paid, I think the builder will refund the GST paid to from 1/4/2019 by credit note to A. A will have to claim the refund of the GST paid up to 31st March. No, that is only for cancellation of the flat. Now you can say it is being sold to the another party. It is being sold to the another party. By filing the refund application as provided, whether the budget proposal is written, how can, as far as B is concerned, he has to pay 100% GST on the value of the flat. उसे तो पूरा ही पे करना पड़ेगा ना. If it is under construction flat, he has to pay full amount. See, that can be one of the arrangement that instead of means A going to take the refund, he can take the proportionate amount of the GST from Mr. B also. It can also be the workable things. Because see, Sri Kumar ji, if you see the notification, that circular is talking about something that cancellation, there has to be the cancellation of the flat. Okay. Builder has to give the certificate of cancellation if the time limit to give the credit note is being expired. So ensure that all the document would be available. Otherwise, what I can say that, or let me put in this way that can't B pay the amount of the GST proportionately to Mr. A? Is it not possible? Just asking. As far as I have already filed the writ. Excellent. Manoj ji, pharma company get goods and send some minor quantity to lab for testing and analysis, and the lab test the goods and send certificate. The company should reverse the ITC availed on the raw materials and for the testing. No, or it should levy the GST. See, the point number one, whether the first part, whether the raw material ka ITC should be reversed, my answer would be no, because it is not being fall under 17 subsection 5. See, 17.5H talking about any goods lost, stolen, destroys, right of disposed of by way of the gift of free sample. It is not the case. First, R&D is my business activity. So that is that I can say it is a business expenditure only. Second, should the GST to be levied to the lab because there is no consideration. Because there is no consideration, so hence I can say section 7, two important pillar to say the supply, business, and in the course of furtherance of the business, and consideration. So because consideration is missed, lab will obviously, you will not take any consideration from the lab, correct? Rather you will pay to the laboratory for research or R&D work, correct? In that case, because you are not taking any consideration for this particular goods, so it would not be the supply. You're not required to pay the GST, not required to reverse the ITC. It is treated as business expenditure. I think there is no provision would applies on the reversal. This is my view. But our officer set off at demand GST input tax through. So is there any problem? So after rectification वैट का डिमांड नील हो गया, वैट डिमांड थी, वैट का डिमांड नील हो गई. सो यू लाइक टू मतलब आप एग्री नहीं कर रहे वैट डिमांड से? डू यू नॉट एग्रीइंग विद द वैट डिमांड? राजेश जी, BKO manufacturer have a special composition scheme. Can we adopt from April, or we can in between in any form? Is it filed for the same? See, BKO, I think you are talking about the bricks manufacturer, correct? Na? Can we adopt from April? You can adopt from April. I don't think that there is any special scheme that will normal. See, if you're the manufacturer, oh, problem. See, the problem which I could find now, see, if you talk about the bricks manufacturer, correct? Now, they are saying that it is not under, means they cannot go for the composition. If you are the bricks manufacturer, in the section 10 subsection 2, there is a list of categories. If you are doing the manufacturing of those items, you cannot go for the manufacture. You cannot go for the composition under 10.1. Point number one, because in that list, this bricks etc. is being added in the restricted categories of the goods, manufacturing of the goods. So you cannot go under 10.1. 10.2A is only for like services or any goods in which you have to pay the GST at the rate of 6%. So probably it would be covered under 10.2A. It would be covered under 10.2A, and you have to pay 6% of the taxes. कोई counter question है तो please बताएं. So which I can understood from the word BKO. I have treated the same as a bricks manufacturer, so that is the reason I have given the reply accordingly. Just allow me only 1 minute. Allow me only 1 minute. ठीक है. आपके अगर कोई क्वेश्चन है, kindly ask. Meanwhile, I would request to take a break of only 1 minute and will join again. So what is the next question? ई-वे बिल कितने किलोमीटर के लिए एग्जेम्प्ट है? कुछ भी एग्जेम्पशन नहीं है ई-वे बिल के लिए। ओनली इन केस ऑफ द मतलब कि अगर आप वेमेंट के लिए लेके जा रहे हैं देन ओनली इट इज एग्जेम्प्टेड टिल 20 किलोमीटर। और पार्शियली एग्जेम्पशन है, एक बार आप सब रूल 3 और सब रूल 5 का प्रोवाइजो रीड कर लेना। पार्शियली एग्जेम्पशन है पार्ट बी के लिए, बट फुल एग्जेम्पशन कहीं पे भी नहीं है। नंबर ऑफ किलोमीटर के लिए कहीं पे भी एग्जेम्पशन नहीं, एक्सेप्ट वन केस दैट अगर आप गुड्स वेमेंट के लिए वेब्रिज तक लेके जा रहे हैं, दैट इज द ओनली एग्जेम्पशंस। रमेश जी, I need some clarification on the goods return. Example, sales invoice done in April 22. Can I accept the sales return in September 23? Till October 23, you can accept. Till October 23. Why I am saying? Because for the sales return, you will issue the credit note. Time limit to issue the credit note is being given in the 34 subsection 2, which is declaration, not the issuance. The time limit to declare the credit note is November. So in my view, you have to max you have to accept by October, so by which you can issue the credit note, and that credit note you can report in the GSTR1 for the month of October, which is to be furnished before 30th November. Yaad rakhna, the only point that it should be furnished before 30th November. It should be declared before 30th November. So my answer would be yes, you can. Ravi Kotiji, sir, we send the goods with invoice. Okay. And e-way bill by mistake, transporter not dispatch the goods. Mistake can be resend the goods another time. Can we make another e-way bill? Same tax invoice पर तो बनेगा नहीं. On the same tax invoice, you cannot generate the another e-way bill. So either you have to cancel that invoice and make the new invoice, or you can move the goods on the basis of the delivery challan also. That you have to matlab decide. But yes, same invoice number cannot be used. Rasmi Dasji, is ITC blocked on the hotel accommodation by the director or any employee of the company? Also ITC book on food and laundering provided by the hotel. See, that food and beverages ITC not available. Okay. But if you talk about the hotel accommodation, then it is not covered in the 17.5. So ITC would be available. There is no problem at all. There is no problem at all. The provided you should be in the state wherein the hotel is registered or located, because in case of the hotel, there would be CGST and SGST. If the recipient is registered in that state, then only you can take the input tax credit, which you aware about that, correct? Abhishek Kankaria ji, can you please explain the GST implication on the bad debt? Also, it is recovered later on. So in my view, the provision for the bad debt, debit to the bad debt का जो भी हम accounting entry pass करते हैं, or recovery at a later stage, it is not the supply at all. It is purely accounting adjustment. Therefore, no GST impact on the bad debt, whether I have provided or later on I have recovered, no GST impact. This is my view. Counter question, you can share your counter question so we can further discuss. In case of the originally booked person sell the incomplete flat to the another, whether the new buyer need pay only balance amount to the builder or no need to the refund of the GST by the first buyer. In case the originally booked person sell the incomplete flat to the another, whether the new buyer need to pay only the balance amount to the builder and no need for the refund of the GST by the first buyer. So in my view, if I have purchased the property for you, now that property I am selling to the another party. So there could be the one possibility that I can take the amount and I can remit the balance amount to the builder, or he can remit the balance amount and he can remit the amount which I have paid to the builder. That will depend upon the mutual agreement between A, B, and builder. Because if I have purchased the flat, so I become the owner. Correct. I become the owner, and whenever I will sell, then I have to take the entire amount from them, particular Mr. B. Sir, appeal is the only way. Sandeep Tomarji, appeal is the only way, but because you are saying that time limit to appeal is over, so you can only take the help of the writ. Otherwise, I don't find any solution. Satbir Dikshitji, we can take the GST for one contract. We can take GST for one contract and my contract is complete. We can issue letter to the department related to the GST if any letter issue to my head office. Okay, thank you. सतबीर जी का क्वेश्चन वापस एड कर रहा हूं. We can take the GST for the one contract and my contract is complete. We have issue letter to the department related to GST number. If any letter issue to my head office, but GST department cancel my GST number and we filed a regular nil letter. कोशिश कीजिए if it is possible ना, please ask the question in one shot only, so it would be better to understand. Otherwise if you put the question in 2-3 part ना, meanwhile new question will come, then linkage would be break. So Satbir ji, unable to understand your question because I am not able to find letter part also. आपका क्वेश्चन क्या है सतबीर जी? I sincerely request please put the question once again and this time try to do the entire question in one para only. Rajesh ji, brick BKO means bricks lin manufacturer. Okay, thank you so much. इसीलिए कहता हूं ना, लाइव डिस्कशन दोनों के लिए बेनिफिशियल है, आपके लिए भी और मेरे लिए भी, क्योंकि मुझे इससे नए क्वेश्चन की आइडिया लगता है और नए टर्म की आइडियाज लगती है मुझे. दैट इज द गुड थिंग विच आई कैन से फॉर दिस लाइव डिस्कशन. हाउ मच डिस्टेंस अलाउड विदाउट ई वेबल ट्रांसपोर्ट ऑफिस? डिस्टेंस 33 किलोमीटर दूर है मेरे ऑफिस से. 50 किलोमीटर. वो आप ध्यान रखना आशु चोपड़ा जी, वहां पार्ट ए जनरेट करना मैंडेटरी है, पार्ट बी नहीं. 50 किलोमीटर तक अलाउड है, पार्ट बी इग्नोर कर सकते हैं आप ट्रांसपोर्टर को भेजने के लिए. सेम स्टेट होना चाहिए. Tax comparison table on the portal is showing wrong calculation. Have you checked it? Sir, probably I have not checked. So I request if this is the case, then please raise the ticket so that it will be looked into by the GST. दीपक खुशवाहा जी, रॉयल्टी पर आरसीएम में टैक्स नहीं भरा है, अब डिपार्टमेंट रॉयल्टी पर आरसीएम नहीं भरा, इन 17-18 मांग रहा होगा डिपार्टमेंट. रॉयल्टी पर आरसीएम लगेगा प्राइमा फेसी. अगर अमाउंट साइजेबल है, यू कैन चैलेंज. देयर आर मल्टीपल जजमेंट favorable and against also. There was a 7-judge decision of Supreme Court in case of the royalty ki royalty tax nahi hai. See, normally the judgment was the royalty is a tax, so therefore no RCM would arise. But yes, in one of the judgment of the 7 judge की जो bench थी, तो उसमें कुछ favorable decision नहीं था, तो probably you may file the writ also. The point is, Deepak ji, if you pay the taxes in current date, problem is that ITC would not be available easily. तो ITC के लिए क्या करना? I have already answered. Let me quickly repeat to you that आप ITC ले लीजिए, उसको यूज मत कीजिए, यूटिलाइज मत कीजिए. सो फ्यूचर में अगर कभी रिवर्स करना पड़ेगा तो आपको इंटरेस्ट का बर्डन नहीं आएगा. दैट इज माय व्यू. Is any form to be filled for opting special composition scheme or we start changing 6% from April without intimation to the department or any intimation? अगर देखो, there is no form, Rajesh ji, there is no form at all for this 6%, correct? So when we applying the composition, when we applying the new registration for the composition, then there is a checkbox which we have to take. So try to do the amendment in the registration if possible, that you can untick any option and tick new option. So in that, if you see, in that there is a option of manufacturer, trader, others. There are, I think, 4 options are coming while taking new registration in the composition. Please see whether you can edit, so you can remove the checkbox which is for 10(1) and click on the checkbox, tick on the checkbox for 10(2)(a). That is the only point I can say. Rule 37, how can make sure the tax has been paid? Actually caused by the it is not sure supplier set of liability. How can some track this tax? So that is the reason rule 37A is being added, and the time limit, first time limit would be arise in the September 23. So there is sufficient time for the department to work on this, how they will develop the feature by which the recipient would be able to understand that tax has been paid or not. That is the only point. Chandni Gupta ji, we issue 10 bill to the same party amounting 45 each day. E-way is applicable. If you refer the rule 138, it is not applicable. It is not applicable. But if you are sending the all goods in the same conveyance, all consignment in one conveyance, then probably officer would raise the concern on your integrity that just to avoid the e-way bill, you are raising in this manner. So I would say, you see, as per the rule, you can fight, but yes, it will create the doubt. So always try to make e-way bill. If you are sending multiple consignment in a day, then you can check the 50,000 ka limit by consolidating all the amount. If the e-way bill expired and the transport is not informed, us goods are stuck in the middle, time of cancellation of e-way bill expired. In that case, what to do? Make the new delivery challan, and make the new e-way bill. Because you cannot extend the validity. Okay. So make the delivery challan. You can make the delivery challan for outward, for inward, or for any movement from any location. Accordingly, the e-way bill, when you prepare, it would be billed from dispatch from model. So you have to select while making the e-way bill. Rajesh Deshpandeji, on bad debts, question. Your answer is correct. No GST impact except if any amount written back, they need to reverse the ITC. Okay. ठीक है संदीप जी. राज टैक्स अपडेट. रेस्टोरेंट परचेज फूड फ्रॉम आउटसाइड द सप्लायर चार्ज 18% GST. Restaurant purchase food from outside and the supplier charge 18%. Can we claim the ITC? See, just check the rate notification that if it is so normally restaurant are charging 5%. Normally restaurant are charging 5%. Why they are charging 18%? Let's say they are covered in the rate notification. There is an option available of 18%. I'm not going into the rate because again, I cannot say that what is the exact rate and etc. So I can only say that if outward supply is chargeable to tax at some rate in which there is no blockage of ITC, then you can take the ITC. Abhishek ji, can you please explain the GST implication invoice issued after before taking the GST? How we need accommodate these invoice after GST? Revised invoice na concept hai na? Revised section 31 subsection 3. You can say the revised invoice. Once new registration is being come, you have to issue the invoice revised for all the invoices which is being issued from the effective date of the registration till the date of granting the certificate. In between all the invoice which you have issued, you have to issue the revised invoice, which has to be added in the first GSTR1, so that the recipient, it would be available in the GSTR2B and can get the ITC, can take the ITC. Telangana contractor have to charge C, G or C plus S. Murli 1959, Telangana contractor have to charge GST, IGST or C plus S. Karnataka taxpayer asking charge IGST. Please give the clarification. See, if the property is in Telangana, correct? If the property is in one state, okay, and contractor is also located in that state, then it become the intra-state supply and C plus S would be charged. Probably the recipient asking IGST so that he can take the input tax credit, because if it is C plus S of other state wherein the recipient is not registered, he can't take the ITC, he won't avail the ITC. So that is the problem. He's insisting for IGST, but in that case, in my view, it is not correct. Again, repeating, supplier and place of the supply. I am assuming supplier is of Telangana, you have written, and place of the supply because you have written property is also in Telangana. Then in that case, it become intra and therefore no tax. Therefore, it is not inter, cannot charge IGST. RCM applicable in case of the amendment in FSSI registration. Also RCM applicable in Adobe translation charges from Hindi to on translation charges from Hindi to English. Oh, RCM applicability in case of the amendment in FSSI registration. So if it is done by advocate, so translation is not with respect to any law. Translation charges cannot be treated as legal fees, legal services, because the word legal service has been defined. Any assistance, advice, consultancy with respect to any branch of law. So in that case, I cannot say that Hindi to English will come under any branch of the law. So it will not come under RCM. It is a forward charge taxability on the advocate. But yes, FSSI registration, any amendment, yes, it will come in the RCM. More than invoice 5 crore, not yet applicable, no news as of now. So it is only, I can say, the news available in the market, but actually it is not there in the, actually it is not there in the any news from the GST or etc. So let me conclude the discussion in the next 5 minutes. There are the 4-5 questions. Let me quickly handle the question. सर एक्सपोर्ट करता हूँ गुड्स का, इस मेन पैकेजिंग और द लेबर चार्जेस होता है, क्या उसको मैं एक्सपोर्ट इनवॉइस में सेपरेट दिखा सकता हूँ या गुड्स की वैल्यू में ऐड करके? देखो सर, अगर गुड्स की वैल्यू में इफ यू इंक्रीज द वैल्यू ऑफ द गुड्स, इट वुड बी सजेस्टेड. Otherwise, what the problem is that if you add separately like packing charges, etc., so probably while taking the refund, they would create the problem because of the amendment in the Rule 89 sub Rule 4, FOB and CIF concept. Correct? Na? So probably they will not consider this particular transportation charges, freight charges, packing charges, the additional charges. So I would suggest that please add in the value of the goods and increase the value so that it will be considered in FOB and it will consider in FOB and you also can take the refund correspondingly. So I hope you all know that we educating are running 3 type of the membership to the support the tax consultant. One is gold, one is platinum, and one is silver. So if you are interested, you can visit our website and then choose if you are interested to join any category of the membership. In the platinum, let me quickly tell you, silver, basically I can say it is a query handling category of the membership. There are other feature also. You can just click on the silver and see the features available. So query handling and one practical problem, one newsletter, one webinar, which would be there. In the gold membership, apart from the silver, plus additional feature would be there, that 120-hour course would be there. Support in the 5 notices or any appeal. We are providing the support to review the notices, to review the appeal which you drafted. It would be maximum 5. If you are interested, you can take the gold membership. Platinum, yes, it would be highest membership by educating for the tax consultant. It consists of the first is live 65-hour course. You can see the recording. And when you renew in the next year, you can join any live batch. In 1 year, you can join any batch of the live GST certificate course. Only the certificate from the government would not be there. Second point, there would be the one course on every month of 4 to 5 hours without any charges to the platinum member. Okay. There would be 2 webinars. Correct? And rest all the feature you can just visit. This silver is cost 5,000 per annum, 10,000 per annum gold, and 15,000 per annum for platinum. And there is no limitation on the query asking. You can ask any query in the WhatsApp group. In the future, we will shift to our app only. But yes, currently you can ask the question in the WhatsApp group without any limitation. So if you're interested, you can join our membership. You can visit our website www.educating.com, or you can also write the contact number 81789-08220 or 85955506642. So coming to the balance question, विदाउट पार्ट बी ईवे बिल सेव नहीं होगा, ट्रांसपोर्टर अनरजिस्टर्ड है, उसको बोलिए सर, उस ट्रांसपोर्टर को बोलिए ना कि आप वो ले लीजिए ट्रांसपोर्टर आईडी. भाई ट्रांस आईडी कैन बी जनरेटेड बाय अनरजिस्टर्ड ट्रांसपोर्टर आल्सो. ईवे बिल की वेबसाइट में फीचर है. ठीक है. थैंक यू वेरी मच सविता मैडम. ईशांत बंसल, supplier companies are issuing credit note. Supplier companies are issuing credit note for quantity discount, etc. as a financial commercial credit note by which ITC start accumulated any. आपको ITC रिवर्स करना पड़ेगा. Is this? नहीं. ITC start accumulated any replication? नहीं, कोई replication नहीं है. See, if you are not passing this reduction in the, if you are not passing this discount by way of reduction to your consumer, then there is no problem. Sir, can you please explain the GST implication on the brokerage or commission income in case of the property broker? Is he mandatory registered under GST law irrespective? No. Only when it is exceed 20 lakhs. So you are treating the same as an agent because agent is covered in the section 24. So that will it be considered as agent and he has to take mandatory registration? Is it your point? So in my view, the broker, etc., who are working on the commission, then if the amount is exceed 20 lakh, then only the registration ka requirement would arise, otherwise not. They will not fall under the section 24 category. New fan installed in the office, can we take the ITC? Yes. Sabse pehle, congratulations. Ashwin Thakkar, our customer taken new GST registration with effect from 1st March 2023. Date of the application is 11th Feb 2000, but date of the approval was 1st March. We sold material on 25th Feb. Now not able to submit Feb 23 invoice. See, Ashwin Thakkar, you have to make the revised invoice. You have to make the revised invoice on or after 1st March. So if you refer the section 31 subsection 3 concept of the revised invoice, whatever the supply you made from effective date of the registration till the date of the granting the certificate, for all the invoices you have to issue invoice again in the current date on or after the date of the granting the certificate. So you will prepare the revised invoice that will be added in the GSTR1. Is it clear? So thank you very much for your participation. Lovely discussion. And going forward, let me repeat once again, I'm going to discuss on Saturday instead of Sunday. Second point that I would request everyone and requesting that if you would come on my platform, if you are interested to come my platform and like to handle some query, not necessarily all queries, not necessarily half queries, any query if you like to handle, please share your contact number and your interest. It would be love to have the co-speaker along with me on this journey of live discussion. See, we are doing this since long we are doing this. So it would be great if you can participate me along with live discussion. So every Saturday, there would be one co-speaker along with me, and we'll try to do the journey in a better way. Thank you so much. Goodbye to all of you. And sure, Isanji, I also like to meet everyone. ठीक है, तो देखते हैं कब मुलाकात होती है. लास्ट क्वेश्चन ले लेता हूं मैं रमेश जी का. Does interest received by an individual from PPF account, interest on fixed deposit, SBI unsecured loan from? See, there is a problem, two problems. If you see now that it is not the supply at all, because it is business element is missing. So it would not be added. But the problem is that most of the advanced ruling are saying that it will be added in the aggregate turnover. So I would say it will not be, but if you refer the advanced ruling, there would be the addition. Can supplier issue the revised invoice as supplier as not buyer? You can. Say, refer section 31 subsection 3. Na? The concept of the revised invoice is valid only for 30 days from the date of the registration. And it is not the buyer to issue the revised invoice. He can. And the revised invoice concept was added only to provide the solution for this problem. Invoice is being issued before the granting the certificate, how to add in the GSTR1, because the GSTR1 will not take the date, will not accept the date. In that case, they have added the concept of the revised invoice so that it will appear in the 2B of the buyer if registered, and he can take the ITC. Also, supplier can add in the GSTR1. Okay, thank you very much. Goodbye to all of you. आज का डिस्कशन यहीं पे कंप्लीट करते हैं. थैंक यू सो मच वंस अगेन.